And we're back to top of the deck, guys. Ace of Bats here. And today, from my main man Jameson over in my local card shop, I found one of these Poseidra value boxes. He gave me the hookup on it. Check out their description and the link below there. Gonna link you over to their Facebook page. But anyway, without further ado, I figured old school box, and I never actually had a water deck growing up. Weirdest thing. I know. I mean, I had the Legendary Ocean one, but Poseidra came out with all the hot Atlantean support. Never actually picked it up, so this will actually be my very first time opening this thing. Looking forward to it. Got a couple of bonus packs from kind of the Zexal era. I'm sure nothing hot, but I figured, hey, $15, not a bad deal. Let's see what we get. So Mr. J is out today. In exchange, we get R2-D2. He's actually going to be our backup today, and he is going to store all of our epic Yu-Gi-Oh plans. See, good stuff. Best thing ever. In the meantime, let's get the bat opener. And crack this action open. There we go. Very nicely packaged here. Usual value box. Toss in a couple of jank packs that you can't sell with a structure deck, then it makes it a great value. Vaguely remember seeing these on Amazon for a time for something like $30. Not sure if that's worth it. I think the 15's a bit more reasonable. So let's open this bad boy up over here. And we'll start off with the giant card. Of course, you get one copy of Poseidra, the Atlantean Dragon. And that's the big ass sea serpent there. You attribute a bunch of water monsters, do those OTKs for days. I don't think it's actually involved in the real water deck, but just a nice thing to have just for the collection. Toss that on a binder there. Let's see how the actual box looks. Looks pretty hot. Got your heavy infantry in here. Looks like Poseidra, the Atlantean Dragon, Surface Jet. You got a couple of trap cards, the Aegis of the Dragon Lords, Forgotten Temple of the Deep, a couple Legendary Oceans, all the usual stuff that you need to build an old school water deck. I don't think there's much for a new school water deck, unfortunately, aside from Dragoons. But it's something to open. Probably got an old rule book in there too, which would be nice. I bet you this is 8.0. Yeah, that's an 8.0 version, which isn't too different from the current version of the rules. So it's got ritual monsters, and it's got XYZ monsters, or XYZ. I always like to call them XYZ monsters. I don't think it actually includes pendulum monsters in this book here. Yeah, XYZ, Fusion, Synchro. Yeah, it doesn't actually include pendulum monsters, so it's kind of old. But, neat little thing to have. Set that aside. Actually looks pretty lit. Let's get a good shot of that. R2, do me a solid. Hold this end down over here. And I'll use my batarang. Hold this down over here. And there we go. Nice panning shot. Good. Now let's see what the realm of the Sea Emperor has in store for us today. So nothing special here. They got the Poseidra. Atlantean Dragoons is always a good card, limited to 2 for a reason. And then Call of the Atlanteans, which actually works as a soul charge, functionally speaking. And it's a quick play spell, so you can use it on either side. Best part is it doesn't require life points. All you need is a level 3 or lower sea serpent type monster in the graveyard. And just whip all 3 of them out. It's pretty cool. Then you got Marksman, Heavy Infantry, Pikeman, Attack Squad. Interesting thing about the Atlanteans is they were all really low levels. I think that was supposed to be designed around the Called card and the Poseidra card, which also required you to get 3 level 3 or lower monsters on the field that were water types. And then you could just whip that out from the hand of the graveyard there. Then there are a couple other little things. Lost Bluebreaker, Armed Sea Hunter, Deep Sea Diva, Mermaid Archer, a couple of niche sort of things here. Snowman Eater's kind of neat, especially in weird Stall-y Exodia decks. And that Clutch Penguin Soldier, strongest card in the game. This was probably my favorite one from the Joey deck back in the day. Nice to have that common reprint, I guess. Of course, Legendary Oceans, Terraforming's always useful. Water Hazard, I don't think I've ever seen this card. What does this do? Once per turn, you special summon 1 level 4 or lower water monster from your hand. Then you must control no monsters to activate and resolve this effect. Okay. I guess that's niche. Not good, but niche. Surface. Another Nice little card over here. It's got a really good use in Greedles, I have to admit, so that's good. Same deal with Moray of Greed. Basically, you shuffle 3 water monsters back, or no, excuse me, shuffle 2 water monsters back from your hand into your deck, then you draw 3. So it's like Ignite Reload for water types. Salvage, Dark Hole, all the stuff that you need, and then you have Forgotten Temple of the Deep. This is basically the trap card version of Legendary Ocean, and actually while it's on the field, its card name becomes Yumi, so it doesn't go against the deck building rule. You got your Tornado Wall, Torrential Tribute, Gravity Bind, all the usual stuff of an old school water deck. Let's see about Abyss Rising here. So now let's do the Abyss Rising pack here. So this was before we were guaranteed a super in every pack at least. So now I'm not expecting much out of this. It'd be kind of neat to get. I think I remember any of the money cards here, and they're certainly not money cards anymore. So Tripod Fish, the Sentry, Madolche. Oh, yeah, that's right. Madolche is worth a thing. Battle Break, Advanced Heraldry Art, Final Gesture, XYZ, Extreme 2, Snowman Creator, Deep Sea Sleeper. So nothing really interesting. Alright guys, now we got Galactic Overlord to open up. See if we got any hot fire off of this here. Kind of a little trip down memory lane here. I think this is when I first started playing competitively, when decks were still... Actually, they've always been a mess. So we got the Butterfly Yoke, Moonlight, Papillon, Doom Donuts. I remember the only Papillon monster that was good was Pappy Operative, Nitwit Outwit. Oh, Giga Cricket is a cool... Oh! Gaia! Holy frick, though! I haven't seen one of these in a minute, and these are still expensive online. They're still like 10 bucks a piece, 12 bucks a piece. Okay, so that pretty much made up for the box right there. That is awesome. And of course, there are a couple other Camera Claps, Erratic Seal of Dragon King. Those are all things, and you know, we got another Erratic. So there's that, but oh baby. And much love and respect to Simply Unlucky, as always, because he's our boy. Generation Force, another one of the first Zexal packs here. Hopefully we get something neat out of this here. That'd be nice. See if there's anything good out of this one here. Heart of the Cards, Guide Us. Alright, Serpent, Seafish, Double or Nothing, Tyrant's Tummy Ache. A lot of early stuff. Oh, Wind Up Magician, I meant... Oh, Submersible Carrier Arrow Shark. So this is like these booster packs are specifically geared towards this deck over here. It's like they explicitly want things that go with this, which I think is actually pretty neat. Okay, so not a great card anymore. If anyone remembers, this was Shark's signature card for the first quarter of the Zexal anime, actually, which I didn't think was none too bad. He could whip up on Yuma pretty decent with it too, and he was always a cool character, so I'm glad we got that. And we got a couple Crash Bugs, Wind Up Dog, and my personal favorite Elemental Hero, the Flash. And the Return of the Duelist pack, most important one here, I suppose, because that's when the Duelists came back. I don't recall when the Duelists left, but let's see what he brought back in his return. Still a Zexal era pack over here. I think the cover card was Excalibur. Let's see what we got in it. Okay, so we got XYZ Soul, Chronomaly Mine Machine. Okay, I remember this one. My favorite one was always number 6. Overlay Regen, Block Golem, Eco Mystical Tree, and is that ooh, that is an Ultra of some sort behind here. And, oh, okay, Silver Sentinel. I don't think I remember seeing this. What was this one? You can set this card from your hand to your spell and trap zone as a spell card during the end phase of the turn. This one is destroyed by an opponent's card effects into the graveyard. Target a card your opponent controls. If possible, special summon this card from your graveyard, and if you do, destroy that target, if any. Okay, yeah, that's kind of neat. I don't think it's very relevant, but it's nice that we got an Ultra in this. Noble Art Skeleton, Amorphous Hypocrisy, and Catapult Zone. If you like those, Magnet Warriors Catapult Zone is actually kind of lit. So there's that. Okay, awesome. Well, let's have a look-see at the booty right here. We got that Surface, Dark Hole, Torrential's always useful, Terraforming, of course, Poseidra, Call of the Atlanteans, and Dragoons, none of which have had a decent reprint, Sentinel, Arrow Shark, but oh baby, my favorite, Gaia Dragon the Thunder Chargers. So I'd say just for picking this up at random, this was a pretty fun box to have. I'm pretty hyped about it. And no, that's all I got for you guys, honestly. So like and subscribe to the video if you haven't already. And if you have, just stay tuned for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh content at Top of the Deck. Next episode, I think we might try a little something different. Again. Because we haven't really found a niche yet, I guess. Anyway, let's see what Jay's up to. I'll be back.